Welcome back to Hardball. In a speech yesterday endorsing Donald Trump, Sarah Palin also offered some words of praise for one of his rivals, Kentucky Senator Rand Paul. Let's listen.
Let me say something really positive about one of those individuals, Rand Paul. I'm going to tell you about that libertarian streak in him that is healthy, because he knows you only go to war if you're determined to win the war. And you quit footing the bill for these nations who are oil rich. We're paying for some of their skirmishes that have been going on for centuries, where they're fighting each other and yelling Allah Akbar, calling jihad on each other's heads forever and ever. Like I've said before, let them duke it out and let Allah sort it out.
Well, I'm joined right now by Senator Rand Paul. What did you make of that endorsement of you, as sort of a sideline endorsement of your libertarian views on war?
Well, you know, she endorsed me in my Senate race, and I think it is because she does have a little bit of a libertarian streak as far as believing that intervention isn't always the answer. Sometimes Donald Trump does, too. You know, he says he was opposed to the Iraq war, and so was I. The difference is that I think now his view of the Middle East is that, you know, we're going to go in like Ted Cruz. We're going to make the sand glow, and we're going to bomb the hell out of them and carpet bomb them. And I have a different approach. I don't think that I think we may end up creating more terrorists than you kill if you're going to do indiscriminate bombing. So I don't think that's really the answer.
Well, not to ask you to explain Sarah Palin, but she did endorse you somewhat, so maybe you're stuck with her now. She said she also wants to use her phrase, she's into kicking ISIS's ass. So that sounds pretty hawkish.
Well, there's the rub, is how are you planning on doing that? I don't think ground troops over there is a good idea, and I think that the ultimate victory is going to have to come from Sunni Muslims defeating Sunni Muslims. So if you're in Tikrit, you're never going to accept Americans there. We can win, we can defeat ISIS, we can push them out of Tikrit, but if you're going to leave 1,000 soldiers there or 5,000 soldiers there to patrol Tikrit, ultimately there becomes the back current of Sunni Muslims planting bombs wherever our soldiers are. They will accept, I think, a victory, and it's an important victory for Islam. Sunni Muslims need to come together and say that ISIS does not represent our religion, and really that's when the big victory over this aberrant ideology will come.
Let me ask you about Palin's role. Well, I don't want to bug you with Palin's role. That's not your job. Let me ask you about, where do you think libertarianism is going to end up in this race, whether you win or lose? Is it going to have an impact in 2016 in your party?
You know, I think libertarianism is a growing influence. And when you talk about, if you want to just say in general, whether or not regime change is a good idea, we have a good niche that opposes many leaders in both parties. So Hillary Clinton and Rubio have a similar foreign policy in that they both wanted to topple Gaddafi. The libertarian point of view is that regime change has actually made us less safe. And I think the facts are overwhelmingly in our favor. And so there's an overlap also with another school that I would call not libertarianism, but foreign policy realism. You know, I think Brzezinski and Scowcroft, they represented some of this more realistic foreign policy.
With you.
And I feel like I have a lot in common with them.
Well, thank you. I hope it doesn't hurt you, but I'm with you. Anyway, I'm also with Scowcroft and Brzezinski. Anyway, thank you, Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky. Hardball's back after this.